Hey guys, welcome back. It's Joseph. Quick and simple gospel. Yeshua, Jesus, came to this earth, lived a perfect 33 years, was crucified on a cross for our sins, buried in a tomb for 3 days, and rose from the grave on the third day. We are saved through faith in Christ alone and by no other name. Amen. So good evening, guys. Hope you're all doing well today. Got a big video for you here. We're going to cover everything there is to know about Charlie Kirk and the connection to the Snake Eyes movie. Long story short, I've done about 10 videos now on Charlie Kirk, and everything I have, I'm going to put it all out in one spot. And I'm definitely interested to see if you guys in the chat have anything to add. We'll give it a few minutes, wait for a few people to jump in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Let me see how we're looking on the screen here. Hope you guys are doing well. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. All right. It's been a long time since I've been live in the garage, about 2 months. So I'm a little bit rusty here. Hopefully I remember how to do this. All right, I think we're looking good. Picture's good. They're saying the sound is good. All right. Hey Don, hey Rebecca, hey Joan, hey Evelyn, hey Bertie, hey Clayton, hey Maribel. Much love, everyone. Hey Leslie. Guys, do me a favor when you come in, please hit the like button. Very much appreciated. Helps out the algorithm and helps more people find the video. And also, please hit the share button. That way we can get this out to more people. Hey Valerie, how you doing? So, let me get this out of the way. A lot of people keep asking me, if, how could Charlie Kirk be a bad guy? All right. I've been trying to tell people that Charlie Kirk is part of the club. All right. And people keep saying, oh, how can that be possible? Because I think the whole thing was STAGED. I'm not believing anything that they're showing. There's a lot of different theories. I've heard about the squib, which, his shirt puffs out like that. You got the ring changing fingers. You got the hands in the coffin that look a little suspect. All kinds of questions. The question he was asked about, the question was about gun violence. But anyways, I've heard the hologram theory, and I've seen the trapdoor. And long story short, I think the whole thing was planned, obviously. But people are saying, well, how could he be a bad guy? He's preaching Jesus. And what I keep telling people, they're leading people to a false Jesus, not the real Jesus. They're leading people to a Jesus that they created, a MAGA-loving, patriotic Jesus, not the real one who hates their idolatry. Okay? So, anyways, just want to get that out of the way. Yeah, just like Joel Osteen. All right? There's verses about people, coming in the name of Christ, and inwardly they're wolves in sheep's clothing. Here, give me a second. I have I don't want to misquote it. I have a Bible verse I shared the other day, and then we'll get started on the numbers here. Hey Susan, hey Cynthia. Yeah, plus Erica Kirk. I'm not buying any of that. I flat out said I think she's a horrible actress. I'm trying to be careful with what I say. I don't want to get the video taken down. I don't know what I can even say anymore these days. But if you're new here, I'm on channel number 14 for the record. So, hey Will, how you doing? Just scrolling down here. Oh, by the way, there's There's a quote from Charlie Kirk that he's, and this is true, he said he would love to watch people be taken out, like publicly. And he also said that children should watch it. So you can look into that if you want. But that doesn't sound very Christ-like to me. Yeah, exactly, Clayton. Controlled opposition. Remember, guys, right before the incident happened, he was tossing MAGA hats to the crowd. The real Jesus doesn't want us tossing MAGA hats to crowds. First of all, MAGA is the highest degree of the Church of Satan, right? Don't forget patriotic equals 666. Star Spangled Banner equals 666. You also have the lightning bolt on the tent, right? Don't forget Satan falls like lightning. I should save that for later. Here you go. 2 Corinthians 11, 13 through 15. Such men are false apostles, deceitful workers, disguising themselves as apostles of Christ. No wonder, for even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. Therefore, it is not surprising if his servants also disguise themselves as servants of righteousness, whose end will be according to their deeds. Isn't that the perfect verse, right? Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. Therefore, it is not surprising if his servants also disguise themselves as servants of righteousness. There you go. 2 Corinthians 11, 13 through 15. So that's where I stand with Charlie Kirk. I think he's part of the club. All right. And for the record, I don't think he's actually DEAD. All right, let me bring the lightning bolt back up for later, and we'll go ahead and get started. Yeah, US of America equals 666. Hey, Patrick, much love. All right, so hopefully I can get it all in here. I might be a little all over the place. I wasn't planning on going live, but there's just everybody's talking about the snake eyes thing, and I got some new information, and you know, I feel like putting it all out there right now in one spot, and I felt like going live. So here we are. Let's see if I can remember how to use this old phone stand here. Oh, for the record, if you see this tattoo, it says "We the People." See, I used to be, I regret all my tattoos, especially that one. I used to be very patriotic before I woke up. I woke up in 2019. Thank God for waking me up. Believe it or not, I used to be a huge Trump supporter. I went to 5 Trump rallies, 4 of them in the front row. But thank God for waking me up in 2019, right before the world changed. But yeah, guys, yeah, for the record, I used to be one of those people. So I was under the spell for sure. So, yep, Todd Star Spangled Banner 666. Yep. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and get started. If you guys have anything to add as I'm going, if it's something I don't have, I will mention it. And yeah, man, it's been so long. Like I said, it's been like 2 months since I've been live with the slides. And I think I remember how to do this. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait. Actually, I knew something looked different. I forgot. See? I'm not kidding. I literally forgot that I put the phone holder on a little box here. I knew something looked different. Man, that's funny. Okay, we should be good now. You see. How does that look? I'll zoom in, obviously. But, can you guys see that okay? I think we're good. Alright guys, you ready? We're going to break this down all by the numbers using Gematria, which is simply letters as numerals. And once you learn the simple code of coding letters into numbers, you can see right through the scripted coded news every day. Alright guys, so the big thing everyone's talking about. In the movie Snake Eyes from 1998, U.S. politician Charles Kirkland is assassinated at a live event by a shot through the neck, okay? Charles Kirkland, like Charles Kirk, right? That looks a little better. Just adjusted my computer there. I mean, right off the bat, Charles Kirkland gets shot in the neck like Charles Kirk was shot in the neck, right? So we have that. And I believe it's actually on the same side of the neck. But anyways, we have that connection. Now, the assassin in the movie is Tariq Rabbit, T-R, like Tyler Robinson, right? And there's actually a connection to Tyler in this movie. So we have Tariq Rabbit, that's T-R, like Tyler Robinson. Remember, the suspect in the Charlie Kirk incident is Tyler Robinson, T-R, like Tariq Rabbit. So I'll get to this in a second, the Gematria. So what's the connection to Tyler in the movie? In the movie Snake Eyes, the heavyweight boxer Lincoln Tyler is in the ring during a championship match when the assassination happens, and he's actually taking a fall, right? And because it's a staged incident, all right? And notice, not only does he have the name Tyler, like Tyler Robinson, but in Gematria, Lincoln Tyler equals Tyler Robinson. The number is 165, and I got more on the 165. I'll get to that in a second. But next, let me mention that his nickname in the movie is the Executioner. Isn't that interesting? Then we have the guy on the cover, Nicolas Cage, doing the hand pose that Donald Trump likes to do. Same with Charlie Kirk. All right, they're all doing a similar hand sign there. Okay? Now, here's where it gets crazy. Or actually, should I... Here, before we get to the crazy part. By the way, this movie was filmed... This scene where Charles Kirkland is shot in the neck, this scene is filmed at Trump's Taj Mahal casino, if you can believe that. It's filmed at Trump's casino, okay? So back to the assassin. So I watched the movie last night, and I watched the credits this morning, because there's two different spellings for Tariq. Now, they say his name Tariq in the movie, but in the credits, it only says Rabbit, his last name, okay? So, according to IMBD, all right, it's spelled Tariq like this, T-A-R-I-Q, Tariq Rabbit. But according to Wikipedia, it's Tariq with a K, T-A-R-I-K. And I want to show you how both of those names are coded, all right? So, number one, with the Q, Tariq Rabbit is 107 and 163, like Charles James Kirk is 107 and 163. All right, and I'll have more on the 107 later. Now, the other spelling with the K, Tariq Rabbit, 101, like Orem, Utah, where it happened, 101, and assassin is 101. Charlie Kirk was allegedly killed in Orem, Utah. All right, so just for the record, Wikipedia has it with a K, IMBD has it with a Q, and as I showed you, Tariq Rabbit this way equals Charles James Kirk. This way it equals Orem, Utah, and assassin. And like I said, they don't spell his name even in the credits of the movie. They just say Rabbit. And you can spell Tariq either way, with a Q or a K. But anyways, that part of the decode doesn't make or break it. All right? I think even the bigger deal than the Gematria, and something everyone can understand, are the initials. His initials are TR, guys. And then the fight is Tyler versus Ruiz. TR, another one. Like Tyler Robinson, okay? And again, the guy in the fight is Lincoln Tyler, whose name equals Tyler Robinson. Okay, so let's come down here. Don't forget, this movie came out in 1998. 666 plus 666 plus 666 is 1998. And I have more connections to the 1998 in a little bit. And guys, do me a favor, when you come in, please hit that like button. Very much appreciated. Now, this is what changed the whole game. Last night, actually early, was it early this morning? No, it was early yesterday morning. We've been talking about this nonstop. My head is spinning. But anyways, Decoding with Cody, as far as I know, was the first person in the world to point this out. And after he pointed this out, it went crazy. It went viral. There's actually news articles about this now. But if you guys are in the truth community, this is all over Facebook and Twitter. It's everywhere. It's all over YouTube. All right? So here's what happened. Cody was live on the Ball Don't Lie channel. And somebody came into the chat. He actually left the same comment on my channel at like the same time. Bernardo Soares. He was giving us the connection between Snake Eyes, Charles Kirkland, and Tyler, right? And then when Cody got done with the live stream, hey, Gene Spice, good to see you. So when Cody got done with the live stream, he put the movie on. And within the first minute, they show the billboard for the fight, and that's when the assassination happens. It happens during the fight. And it appears on the billboard to say September 10th. All right? Then I started, when Cody left that in my comments, because I had just made a community post about it, I was going to leave it at that. And then Cody said, dude, the assassination in the movie is on September 10th. I'm like, there's no way. So I start asking Google specifically, was the assassination in the movie on September 10th? And I asked it 10 different ways. It kept coming back, yes, 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 September 10th. So I made a video. And that video, it didn't go viral on YouTube, but everybody started screen recording it and sharing it. Cody was showing earlier, there's a guy on Twitter who shared my video. It had 5 million views. And then there's another guy I just saw, he's got 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. He just shared it. So my video is not going viral here, but it's still going viral, if you know what I mean. People are screen recording it. So let me get to the point. And by the way, yes, the boxing match in the 1998 movie Snake Eyes is connected to Trump's Taj Mahal. The production filmed on location at the Trump Taj Mahal Hotel and Casino for 2 weeks to capture the scene. All right? So anyways, back to the September 10th, right? September 10th is when Charlie Kirk was allegedly killed. So isn't that insane? The assassination occurs in the movie allegedly on September 10th, according to Google, and then Charlie Kirk's assassination was on September 10th. And this is on top of, you know, all this. Remember, guys, it's called Snake Eyes. We're in the year of the snake. Trump had the snake poem. I got a lot more on the snake coming up. Stick around. All right? Actually, someone saying you were the first to break this information. We weren't the first person to bring up the Snake Eyes connection, but Cody, Decoding with Cody, was the first person in the world, as far as I know, to make the September 10th connection. But here's where I need to have full transparency. I put out a video last night titled Full Transparency because some people think the date is September 19th and not September 10th. All right? So we're going to clear that up right here. Okay? So let me just go to why some people think it's September 19th. All right? So if you go, I watched the movie for myself, and I'll be honest, to me, it does look like September 19th. Okay? But here's the thing. There's a hurricane outside, or it's a tropical storm that turns into a hurricane named Jezebel right? You just had the website Jezebel. It had witches put a curse on Charlie Kirk allegedly, right? So the scene, there's rain, there's a crazy storm going on, so it's blurry. It's constantly moving. Also, the camera is zooming in and out. It's constantly. That's the whole scene. They're trying to like, they're doing a news report outside of the where the fight's gonna be. All right. So, anyways, if you look real close, it does look like it could be September 19th. All right. But here's the thing. Even if it is September 19th, it looks a lot like September 10th, number one. Number two, let's say it is September 19th. 1 plus 9 is 10, right? You got 19, possibly. 1 plus 9 is 10. You also have the fight at 10 p.m., okay? And like Cody mentioned, yeah, we're in the year of the snake. I think I just mentioned that. I'm going to get to all the snake stuff in a little bit. So like Cody mentioned, it could have been any date on that billboard. It could have been May 2nd, November 7th, July 8th. But it was something with September that looks a lot like 10th, okay? So, even on the cover of the movie, like Cody pointed out, it says, "Believe everything except your eyes," or something like that. Long story short, guys, you can't dismiss everything else, and we're not even done with all the connections, all right? But anyways, it could be 19th. But again, 1 plus 9 is 10. You got a 10 here. It's September. It looks like it could be a 10, okay? So on top of that, right, why do they have shirts for sale unless they made these shirts hours after Cody put his video out? Why do they have shirts for sale for the movie that say Tyler vs. Ruiz, September 10th, 1998? You can look this up, all right? These are for sale. Why does it say September 10th? And these are the same shirts from the movie. And I looked as good as I could. They have these shirts in the movie, but you can't read the date. It's also blurry there, okay? And then look at all the Google responses I got. The boxing match between Tyler and Ruiz on September 10th, 1998 was a fictional event from the 98 movie Snake Eyes. It says here, the film's plot is set in motion when the Secretary of Defense Charles Kirkland is shot and killed during a boxing match in Atlantic City on September 10th. I didn't type this out. I didn't make this up. This is really what Google said. In the 98 film Snake Eyes, the assassination occurs on September 10th. Yes, the assassination in Snake Eyes takes place on September 10th. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 different responses from Google saying September 10th. We have the shirt that says September 10th. So I don't know. It's up to you guys. If you want to dismiss the whole connection, that's up to you. But that's not even it for the connections. All right, so again, let's say it is 19. 1 plus 9, 10. You got the 10 here, right? Well, check this out. So I told you that it was filmed at Trump's Taj Mahal, right? Which is mind-blowing enough in itself. Well, Trump Entertainment Resorts filed for bankruptcy on September 10th and announced plans to close the Taj Mahal. How about that? And isn't Snake Eyes 1 and 1, right? Let me look something up real quick. Definition of Snake Eyes. Isn't that 1 and 1 on the dice? Yeah. You throw 2 ones, right? Snake Eyes, you throw 2 ones. Isn't it 11 years? I just want to look it up. Would that be 11 years? If they filed for bankruptcy September 10th, 2014, that would be 11 years, which is a 1 and a 1, right? Snake Eyes, right? September 10th, 20... was it 2014? September 10th. Yeah, so there's your snake eyes right there. Snake eyes is 1 and 1. There's your 1 and your 1. Right? A pair of ones. And anyways, the Taj Mahal, where it was filmed, yeah, filed for bankruptcy September 10th, 2014. So 11 years. There's your snake eyes. All right. Okay, well, on top of that connection to September 10th, they show this right before the shooting scene happens. These guys are standing next to the ring, and you have a 9 and a 10. That's pretty clear, right? So that even if the billboard is the 19th, they show a 9 and a 10 right before it happens. So you put all that together, the 9 and the 10, the bankruptcy, 1 plus 9 is 10, and the fact that you have the t-shirts plus all the Google responses, I'm not writing it off, all right? So anyways, I know I'm probably repeating myself and taking too long, but like I said, I'm a little bit rusty, so I'll try to go a little bit quicker. All right, guys. Shout out to Glenn G on Twitter. He pointed this out. Joel Fabiani is the actor who played Charles Kirkland in Snake Eyes. All right? He was 66 years, 6 months old when Charlie Kirk's assassin Tyler Robinson was born. So the guy who plays Charles Kirkland is Joel Fabiani. His birthday is September 28th, 1936. Tyler Robinson was born April 16th, 2003, allegedly. So the guy who plays Charles Kirkland was 66 years, 6 months old when Tyler Robinson was born. And that's on top of a lot of other 666 connections. So speaking of Tyler Robinson's birth, Tyler Robinson, born April 16th, 2003, he was allegedly born 666 months after the Central Intelligence Agency was founded on September 18th, 1947. Then we have Charlie Kirk, who allegedly died 6 years, 66 days after the first episode of the Charlie Kirk Show. And his memorial was 11666 days after his birth. It was also 1666 weeks after his birth. And speaking of 1666, Donald Trump brought up Rush Limbaugh at the memorial. He said he was Charlie Kirk was a big Rush Limbaugh fan. He also died 1666 days after Rush Limbaugh died. So you have all those connections with the 666. And remember, Snake Eyes came out in 1998. 666 plus 666 plus 666 is 1998. And then Cody also made another connection in his live today. Let's bring that up. Mossad founding date. Because people are saying there's a connection between Mossad and Charlie Kirk. 12/13/1949. 12/13/1949. Yeah, so Cody found this earlier. From the founding date of Mossad to the alleged death of Charlie Kirk, 27,666 days. And I believe Charlie Kirk died 27 years after Snake Eyes, and of course Ritual equals 27. But anyways, let's get back to where we were. So you have all these 666 connections, right? And remember, you got the lightning bolt on the tent, Luke 10:18. Satan falls like lightning from heaven. You got the devil horns there 2 times from Charlie Kirk. Definitely not the I love you sign, right? And then here he is throwing up the 666 hand sign 3 different times there. And of course, that's Donald Trump's favorite hand sign too. And again, MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan. All right, so I covered all that up top. There's Trump throwing up the hand sign. All right, so back to snake eyes. Here on the cover, it says, believe everything except your eyes. That equals 165. Lincoln Tyler, 165. That's the fighter who took the fall in the ring. 165. Tyler Robinson, 165. It happened in Orem, which is 165. And then Charlie Kirk's last words, counting or not counting gang violence, is 165. And then the guy who plays Charles Kirkland, his birthday is September 28th, which is 165 days from Tyler Robinson's birthday. Shout out to Franchot Pearson for this find. And then Donald Trump's birthday is the 165th day of the year. So that's a lot of connections to the 165. Hey, there's Decoding with Cody. Good to see you, man. I've been talking about you a lot, obviously, in this video. So if you think that's a coincidence, the guy who plays Charles Kirkland, Joel Fabiani, he's 88 years old right now, guys. 88. That big number with Trump. I might have to... Hey, look, we got double snake eyes. It's 1111. I might have to pull up the 88 list real quick. So remember all the 88s with Trump. I'll give you a quick rundown. But yeah, the guy who plays Charles Kirkland, he's 88 years old right now. Why does that matter? Well, number one, Trump equals 88, all right? And Kirk was allegedly shot 88 days after Trump's birthday. And Turning Point USA equals 88, and the Republican Party is also 88, and Trump is 88. All right? Here, let me pull up Trump and the 88s here real quick. I'm starting to have a lot of tabs open already. Here, this should be good enough. Even if this doesn't have everything on it. Yeah. I can pretty much do this whole thing off the top of my head, but just some examples. Why is the 88 so big with Trump? All right. Trump was allegedly shot in Butler 88 months after the Snoop Dogg video Lavender, where Snoop Dogg's pointing the GUN at Trump, right? And then the would-be assassin in Butler, Thomas Crooks, his birthday 9/20/03. That's the 8,888th prime number. And then you have the movie Donnie Darko, set in the year 88, and the numbers on Donnie's arm add up to 88. And the guy who plays Donald J. Darko is Jacob Benjamin Gyllenhaal, which equals 88. And the guy who plays Frank the Rabbit, remember Frank the Rabbit gets shot in that movie. And look at the birthday of the guy who plays Frank the Rabbit. It's September 10th, guys. When did Charlie Kirk die? September 10th. And what's the suspect's name in Snake Eyes? Isn't it Rabbit? Tariq Rabbit, right? Which makes me think of Donnie Darko, but also I Pet Goat 2. Remember in I Pet Goat 2, the rabbit has a bullet hole in its ear. Like Trump was allegedly hit in the ear. And Frank equals Donald in 3 ciphers, and Rabbit equals Trump in 2 ciphers. And that movie takes place in Middlesex. Middlesex is 888, like Mar-a-Lago 888, Donald J. Trump 888. COVID was declared 888 days after Trump's famous calm before the storm statement. Donald J. Trump, 888, The Art of the Deal, 888, B System, 888. Back to the Future, they got to reach 88 miles per hour, and Biff represents Trump. The raid on Mar-a-Lago was August 8th, 88. Trump's number to text, 88022. And Trump just put up a pair of 88-foot-tall flagpoles at the White House while talking about 88 billion in tariffs. I know that's probably hard for you to see, so I'll get closer. Trump installs a pair of 88-foot-tall flagpoles at the White House, and he was talking about 88 billion in tariffs that day. But anyways, as you can see, the number 88 is clearly big with Trump. So I don't think it's a coincidence that the guy who plays Charles Kirkland is 88 years old right now, and Charlie Kirk was allegedly shot 88 days from Trump's birthday when Trump is 88, and Turning Point USA is also 88. All right, you get the point. This is getting so long, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a recap. We'll see. Some people love the recap, some people hate it. But anyways, check this out. Erica Kirk genuinely rattled like a rattlesnake. I got that one from Cody. That was good. There's a lot of snake connections here, like Snake Eyes, the year of the snake. I'm going to get more into the snake connection in a bit. But anyways, Erica Kirk genuinely rattled after Jezebel paid witches on Etsy to curse husband Charlie 2 days before he was assassinated. Yes, the 1998 movie Snake Eyes features a tropical storm that becomes a hurricane and is named Jezebel. What the heck? What a biblical matrix. Some people call it a simulation. I call it a biblical matrix. I mean, on top of everything else, what? You just had the story connected to Charlie Kirk and Jezebel, and of all the names of the storm, it just happened to be Jezebel. And it's because of the storm that we can't tell if it's September 10th or September 19th on that billboard. But anyways, Leslie says she loves the recaps. All right. Only thing about the recaps is it turns a 1 hour video into like an hour and 45 minutes. But some people come in late, you know. All right, let's keep going here. How's my screen? I'm good. Okay, so shout out to... I'm forgetting his last name right now. I did give him a shout out on the community post. This came from Facebook from a guy named Jesse. All right. He pointed this out. The movie Snake Eyes was filmed at Trump's Taj Mahal. Okay. Trump's Taj Mahal casino closed down on October 10th, 2016. Charlie Kirk was shot exactly 107 months later, 107. Charles James Kirk, 107. He had his memorial in State Farm Stadium, 107, which is shaped like a snake, by the way. One of the spellings, remember you can spell Tariq Rabbit two different ways. One of the spellings, Tariq Rabbit with the Q, 107, shooting 107, wood snake, 107, we're in the year of the wood snake. So I thought that was very interesting to add to everything else. I mentioned this earlier. The assassin, Tariq Rabbit, TR, like Tyler Robinson. I mean, that's crazy. They got the same initials, guys. And remember, the fight was Tyler versus Ruiz, TR. Okay, here's where we're going to get to the snake connection. Now, let me take a sip of water. So shout out to Decoding with Cody. I saw he found this while he was live, but I also just watched the live stream that Adam the Illusion did. I didn't finish it. I got about halfway through, but he mentioned this about 10 hours ago. I don't know. I think it was about 10 hours ago. So there's obviously people leaving good information here. Somebody mentioned in Cody's chat that Orem meant dragon, and Cody looked it up and saw that Orem also means serpent, like a snake, right? And like I said, Adam the Illusion had already touched on this. So here it is, guys. We're making the connection to Snake Eyes, right? Well, Charlie Kirk was allegedly shot in Orem. The name Orem can mean serpent or snake. Okay? So there's your snake connection to Snake Eyes, right? Well, State Farm Stadium right? The exterior is designed to look like a snake coiled around a barrel cactus. So there's another snake, right? We're in the year of the snake, 2025. And obviously Trump has the snake poem, right? You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in, right? Yeah, Orem is Rome rearranged, right? So check this out. Now, I had actually put this together before I saw Adam's video. I think I was scrolling Facebook. It doesn't matter how I came to this knowledge. All credit goes to God ultimately. But anyways, I put this in Cody's chat earlier. Genesis 3:1, guys, is where it mentions the serpent or the snake. Okay, how old was Charlie Kirk? He was 31. Guess what snake equals? I'll show you in a second. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Ye hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. That's Genesis 3:1. Guess what snake equals? 31. And Charlie Kirk died at the age of 31. So we have all these snake connections in the year of the snake. And then, Cody, you're here. I already had your video pulled up because Cody made a great connection. Year of the snake equals 225. And Charlie Kirk allegedly died 225 days after the year of the snake began. And he also died with 22 weeks and 5 days until the end of the snake year. Isn't that interesting? Year of the snake, 225, dead 225 days after the year of the snake began, and 22 weeks, 5 days until the year of the snake ends. All right, so that's a lot of snake connections. These are just some notes. Let's see. Charles Kirkland shot in the neck happens on September 10th or 19th, but 1 + 9 is 10. I showed you the shirts that were made for the movie. They do show September 10th. It was filmed at Trump's casino. Tyler takes a fall during a staged event. Lincoln Tyler equals Tyler Robinson. They got the TR initials, which I should have put on there, but it's all good. Charles Kirkland, I'll have to add that on. Oh, no, I got it down at the bottom. Okay. Charles Kirkland, the actor, 88, happened 88 days from Trump's birthday. Turning Point USA, 88, Trump, 88. Charles Kirkland, the actor, was 66 years, 6 months old when Tyler Robinson was born. Orem means snake. Snake equals 31. Kirk's age. And Genesis 3:1 is about the snake in the garden. And the assassin is Tariq Rabbit, TR, like Tyler Robinson. All right, so that's pretty much what we've covered so far. Oh, someone just brought up Powell. Okay. Where's this connection? Okay, in the 98 movie Snake Eyes, the casino and adjacent arena are owned by Gilbert Powell. Gilbert Powell is based on Donald Trump. My screen gets funny sometimes, depending on the lighting. There you go. Gilbert Powell is based on Donald Trump, okay? So there's another huge connection. All right, let's keep going. There's Trump with the hand sign. Went over that. We went over this. Okay, so just in case you think all this stuff is a coincidence, again, MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan, when Trump announced he was running for re-election, it was 666 days after Trump's last full day in office. Isn't that interesting? When Trump just met with Putin, it was 6 years, 6 weeks, and 6 days after their last meeting. Right? They met on August 15th, 2025. The time they met before that was June 28th, 2019. The time in between there, 6 years, 6 weeks, and 6 days. Remember Butler. They tried to blame it on Kimberly Cheadle, right? She dropped the ball. She was in charge of the Secret Service during the Butler incident, following which she faced widespread criticism and calls to resign. So Butler happened 666 days after she assumed office. All right? And then these are my flyers. I passed out 1,000 of these locally, a couple hundred to some churches. I even got kicked out of a church parking lot. Funny story, for passing these out. I also have this written on my car. But COVID, while Trump was president, right, the father of the you know what, COVID was declared a pandemic March 11th, 2020, exactly 666 days after the Clade X pandemic simulation May 15th, 2018. I don't think that's a coincidence. They had a simulation 666 days before the real thing. All right. And then at the bottom, the most important thing I can tell you, Jesus is coming soon. And don't forget, you must be born again. All right. And then we have Erica Kirk throwing up the devil horns, and everyone says, oh, it means I love you. Well, do you think she was going to, if she wanted to throw up the devil horns, which obviously she did, you think she was going to give you the rock and roll version? There's two different ways you can do devil horns. You can deceive people by throwing up the I love you, or you can do the rock and roll, right? Obviously, everybody would be questioning her if she just did the rock and roll way where you tuck in the thumb, right? Or you put the thumb over your fingers. But she can get away with it if she does this, but she can't get away with it for people like us who are awake, right? So anyways, I battled back and forth with people on Facebook. They kept saying, "Oh, it means I love you, right?" I said, "Okay, then, if it means I love you, what is Charlie Kirk doing? You can't have it both ways. If this is I love you, then what is this?" Okay? And they, came up with every excuse in the book. Also, here's Charlie Kirk doing it again. 2 times. And I'm sure there's more that weren't captured. Okay, there's the 666, there's the pyramid. All right, so I just want to point that out. How about Prince Harry? Is he saying I love you right there with the hidden hand and the devil horns together? And then people accuse me of this being photoshopped. I'm like, come on, guys. They just come up with every excuse. But yeah. Is that I love you? How about Obama there? Right? Is he saying I love you also? By the way, if you're new here, I do think Obama's the Antichrist. You'll have to check out my videos on that. It's too long to get into tonight. But yeah, I do think Obama's the Antichrist. Here, let's see. Pope Francis, I love you sign. What do you think? Is the Pope just saying I love you? Such a good guy he was. How about I know there's Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, I love you sign. Maybe hand sign. It don't matter if I can't find it. Here, we'll go into the because actually there's another good one. See if I can find it here. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I'll give it a couple minutes. Hold on. Oh, by the way, this is in the news today. Every adult in the UK to require new digital ID. One step closer, guys, to the, I mean, the B system is already here, but, one step closer to the full-blown B system. Here you go. Every adult in Britain to require new Brit card ID. I just want to show you how much people were defending the hand signs. Welcome to my husband's memorial, right? With the fireworks. By the way, I forget exactly what they said, but they mentioned fireworks in Snake Eyes. The signs are everywhere. Nonsense, right? People keep asking, how could Charlie Kirk be bad? He preached Jesus. And I said, Kirk led people to a false, MAGA-loving, patriotic Jesus, not the real Jesus who hates their idolatry. If you're not following me on Facebook, you should. And then we told them his neck stopped a 30-06 bullet from exiting. Yeah, there's another 666, right? 3 sixes. Yeah, Harry's just saying I love you. It means I love you. It was a hinge ring. That's the okay hand sign. All the 33s, which we'll get to. And the 666s are a coincidence. Those RUBBER hands are real. The G ring is a coincidence. His neck is made of steel. How many excuses are people going to wake up or come up with to not see the obvious? I posted that well before the Snake Eyes stuff came out, too. All right, here it is. So, as you can see, look, 1,200 comments. Right? 1,200 comments. We'll just see if I can find this picture here. There's 2 pictures I'm looking for. The one, yeah, everyone kept telling me, oh, it means I love you. I'm like, yeah. There it is. There's Hillary. All right, well, there's one. So I found that part. And then there's one of a person. It's a girl with a shaved head with an upside-down cross. And she's also throwing it up. Oh, yeah, someone mentioned how Trump was on the steps of the church and held up an inverted Bible. Yep. Yeah, people are telling me it never even happened. They're like, I watched the whole thing. It didn't even happen. This is AI. Means I love you in sign language. I know I'm getting away from the topic a little bit here, but I want to see if I can find this other picture. All right, you know what? I've spent too much time on that. All right, well, we found Hillary. Sorry, guys, for wasting your time there on that. Okay, so not only... you guys know, sometimes I get a little sidetracked. Okay, so not only did Charlie Kirk allegedly die 6 years, 66 days after the first episode of the Charlie Kirk Show, he also died allegedly 322 weeks from the first episode of the show. So you got the 666 and a 322. And of course, 322 is the number of Skull and Bones. And guys, do me a favor. When you come in, please hit that like button. Very much appreciated. All right, let's get into some of the Masonic connections here. First of all, Orem, Utah equals killing in 3 ciphers, okay? Orem, Utah, 38, 115, 43, like killing. All right, now let's focus on... Here, let's go to the 101. Orem, Utah, 101, Assassin 101. Like we talked about earlier, Tariq Rabbit, with that spelling, also has that 101. Okay, let's look at the 115s. Charles Kirk, 115. Orem, Utah, 115. Assassin, 115. Killing, 115. Masonic, 115. And Freemasons, 115. All right, so that's our first connection to Masonry that we're talking about tonight. Charles Kirk, 115, like Orem, Utah, Assassin, Killing, Freemasons, and Masonic, 115. So look, Charles Kirk equals Freemasons. Okay? Here, before... Oh, did I not do that whole list? Dang. You know what? I had a whole list. And I do have it. I'll just have to go pull it up. I think I can find it here. Here, I just type in Charlie Kirk Decoded. It should come up. Charlie Kirk Decoded. Don't forget, a Tyler is somebody who guards the door of the Freemason Lodge, which I'll show you in a second. All right, this should have it. I thought I saved this, but... Here you go. So Charlie, not only does Charles Kirk equals Freemasons, right? Charles Kirk equals Freemasons. Charlie Kirk equals Masonry. All right? Charlie Kirk, 75. Tyler Robinson, 75. Order out of Chaos, 75. The Freemason motto. And as Decoding with Cody has pointed out, correct me if I'm wrong, Cody, if you're still in here, I believe Charlie Kirk allegedly died 666 days after King Charles' 75th birthday, right? So there's your 75. But yeah, Charlie Kirk equals Tyler Robinson, 75, like Order out of Chaos, the motto. Charlie Kirk equals Masonry. Charles Kirk equals 115, like Freemasons, Masonic, Orem, Utah, Assassin, Killing. They're all 115. And then we went over the 165s earlier. Remember, Lincoln Tyler was 165. The last words of Charlie Kirk equaled 165. Orem 165 from the guy who plays Charles Kirkland at Tyler Robinson's birthday, 165 days. Donald Trump born on the 165th day of the year. Believe everything except your eyes, I believe, is 165. Anyway, Tyler Robinson, 165, like Scottish Rite, 165. In Freemasonry, a Tyler is an appointed officer, also known as the outer guard, who guards the lodge room. Okay? And then you got the G there. The ring with the G. The Masonic symbol has the G. All right? So let me go back here. So we made those connections. Let's go over the 33s. All right? And by the way, before I forget, Erica Kirk. There's 3 Ks in Erica Kirk. K equals 11. 11 times 3 is 33. I don't even have that on the list. But this is a long list of 33s here. Of course, we had a 33-hour manhunt, right? It took 33 hours to find the suspect, okay? 33-hour manhunt. The suspect was arrested 33 days from Kirk's birthday. He was allegedly shot 33 weeks after the inauguration. He was shot 33 days from the Utah Valley University president's birthday. The funeral, or memorial, it was 3 weeks and 3 days from Kirk's birthday. He was shot with 3 months and 3 weeks left in the year. And it was in Glendale, which equals 33. I don't have it on here. I think I got it on the other one. But anyways, the location of the memorial, 33 degrees north. All right? Here. State Farm Stadium. It's located at 33 degrees north in Glendale, and Glendale's 33. Actually, I think there's a game right now. It's probably over by now at the same stadium. Here you go. Here's the coordinates. See? 33 degrees north. 112 degrees west. Didn't he die on the day leaving 112 days left in the year? See that? 112 days left in the year. And what does Charlie Kirk shooting equal? It equals 112. Charlie Kirk shooting 112. 112 days left in the year. But yeah, just wanted to show you it's at 33 degrees north. Okay, so Again, we got the 33-hour manhunt. Suspect arrested 33 days from Kirk's birthday. Shot 33 weeks after the inauguration. Shot 33 days from Utah Valley University president's birthday. The memorial was 3 weeks and 3 days from Kirk's birthday. Shot with 3 months, 3 weeks left in the year of the funeral in Glendale. Glendale 33, located at 33 degrees north. His initials are CK. C equals 3, K is 11. 3 times 11 is 33. In Gematria, neck equals 33. His shirt said freedom. Freedom equals 33. Masonry equals 33. The highest degree of the Scottish Rite, the 33rd degree. Remember, Tyler Robinson equals Scottish Rite. And then you have the hats, the 347 hats. 4 plus 7 is 11, right? And there's 3 rows. 11 times 3 is 33. So you got 33s all over the place. And again, the G ring. So all kinds of connections. Then you have Charlie Kirk has the same birthday as George FLOYD, who has the bricks behind him. Bricks represent Masonry, right? And I had some other Masonic connections up here. Let me make sure I don't miss anything. Yeah, in Masonry, the Tyler is the outer guard of the lodge. Yes, the late-night talk show host Jimmy Kimmel Live broadcast from the Hollywood Masonic Temple. All right, couple things I could say there. Does Hollywood equal 33? Let's look that up first. I think it might. Hollywood. Let's look it up. See how Hollywood equals 33 in Gematria? But anyways, to go with all the 666 connections, Jimmy Kimmel's real name is James Kimmel. 666. To go, his middle name is Christian. To go with the church connection, remember Kirk means church, right? So James Kimmel equals 666. There you go. Let's see here. There's also, I saw this on Gematria Effect News, Zach Hubbard's channel. Wasn't there a connection? Someone told me, Eric, or let's see, what episode of South Park was about Charlie Kirk? I first heard this part from Jurassic Liars. I think he found something like episode 330. I don't know if that's correct or not, but let's see. It's not that important. Yeah. Got a nut? Got a Nut is the second episode of the 27th season of the South Park, 330th episode. Yeah, look, they talk about Charlie Kirk. The 330th episode. So there's a 330. All right. The episode features Clyde Donovan and Eric Cartman becoming right-wing podcasters. The latter in a parody of Charlie Kirk. Bones or somebody, can you tell me the connection between Eric Cartman? I could just look it up. Even though Zach Hubbard, Gematria Effect News, he's not a fan of mine. That's okay. I'll give credit where it's due. He found a connection with South Park. I just don't remember what it is. If somebody doesn't leave it in the next couple seconds, I'll just turn this around and look it up myself. But yeah. I don't want to put his work on the screen in case, just for whatever reason. Here, let me set this down. Here, I'll go ahead and check it out for myself. Hold on, guys. Here, let's just see what he was talking about. It'd be nice if me and him could squash the beef after all these years. For the record, I don't want beef with nobody, man. I love everybody. I try to, man. Even people I've had arguments with in the past, let's just, oh, he also pointed out that snake equals Utah in 2 ciphers. I can show that. See, there's a connection I didn't even have right there. So for the record, Zach, I'm not stealing your work. I'm giving you credit, all right? So yeah, snake equals Utah in 2 ciphers. I'll show you that. Yeah, Jurassic Liars talks about the King Man Sun Code. Yep. Yeah, he does always say there's a connection with either King Man or Sun. And of course, we have Tyler Robbins' son. So shout out to Jurassic there, and Franchot Pearson, Decoding with Cody, Dr. Savage, all the great decoders out there. All right, let's see what he found on Eric Cartman here. But since we're talking about the 33s, I remember that Jurassic brought up episode 330. Oh, there it is. Okay. So Charlie Kirk equals Eric Cartman. Perfect match in 3 ciphers. Okay. That's pretty good. So let me show you that. Honestly, guys, I don't think I'm going to do the recap tonight because, number one, the more I think about it, is the recap really necessary? Because at the end of the day, all you have to do is restart the video and watch it on fast forward. So I think more people will watch the video if it's like, under 2 hours. If I recap at this point, it's probably going to be over 2 hours. So I might just quickly go through. That way you can go back. I might go through all the slides, but I'm not going to read them all. All right. But yeah, at the end of the day, people can go back, rewatch it. That's your recap. You rewatch the video and you watch it on fast forward. So here, Eric Cartman. This might be my turning point right here. The end of the recaps. Actually, I don't really have a problem doing the recaps when it's a short video, but something like this, there's no point in repeating the whole thing over and over. Plus, to be honest with you, and I know a lot of you guys probably feel this way too, I'm ready to move on from Charlie Kirk. I was totally ready to move on from Charlie Kirk until this Snake Eyes business. And I'm like, oh man. And if you saw, I had to make 4 parts because I kept finding more and more information. People kept leaving great comments. And here we are. And I already know I'm going to have to talk about Charlie Kirk again in the future because, number one, who knows what else is going to come out with Charlie Kirk's story. Also, I think he's getting some kind of Medal of Freedom eventually, so we'll see how that lines up. Maybe there'll be nothing to talk about with that. But also, you're going to have the Tyler Robinson trial. When is he going to be found guilty? Is something going to happen to him? So I have a feeling this won't be the last time I talk about Charlie Kirk. But yeah, for the record, I'm ready to move on to a different story. So, but anyways, here we go. All right, so I can't take credit for this. This is Zach Hubbard, Gematria Effect News. Credit to him. Oh, here's the other connection. Snake equals Utah. And remember, Orem means serpent or snake. All right? Yeah, you were ready to, but they pulled you back in. Yeah, I know the feeling. So back to the connection here with South Park. It was episode 330, the 330th episode of South Park, where Eric Cartman becomes a right-wing podcaster like Charlie Kirk. Okay? And Eric Cartman is a perfect match to Charlie Kirk in 3 ciphers. That's pretty good. And you know what? I should make sure that there isn't more on this connection. Hold on, let me set this down again. Let me see. See if there's anything else he found on that. A few things here, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, that Eric Cartman equals Charlie Kirk. That's a good catch there with the 330th episode. All right, I think we'll move on from the South Park connection. Okay, let me close that tab. How you guys doing? You hanging in there? What do you guys think of the decodes? Is it all a coincidence? All right, so they got the same birthday, Kirk and George FLOYD. Notice the bricks behind Mr. George. And remember, bricks represent masonry, like master builders, right? And what did Donald Trump call Jimmy Kimmel? Not Jimmy Kimmel, Charlie Kirk. He called him a master builder. Here it is. During Kirk's memorial on Sunday, President Donald Trump highlighted that work. Charlie was actually a master builder of people. Isn't that interesting on top of everything else? And didn't Candace Owens say, I'm one of the Masons here at Turning Point USA? Isn't that interesting? Hey, Dr. Savage, much love, man. Make sure y'all check out Dr. Savage. And check out Bones Jones in the chat. He always puts out good stuff on his community. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. I gave some shout-outs earlier. Let's see. Got Decoding with Cody, Dr. Savage, Jurassic Liars, Gematria Effect News. Man, why do I keep having brain fog? Adam the Illusion, Bones Jones, Dr. Savage. There's so many of them now. Hive Mind Nation, A Call for an Uprising. He does some good stuff. Yeah, there's all kinds. You guys let me know in the chat. What are some other good decoders that I'm forgetting? But anyways, Donald Trump called Charlie Kirk a master builder. Yeah, I mentioned Franchot. Yep, Franchot Pearson or Franchot Blue. So he called him a master builder. And speaking of master builders, check this out. Charlie Kirk's father, Robert W. Kirk, is an architect who was involved in the construction of Trump Tower. What the heck? Is that a coincidence? How about this? Erica Kirk's journey from competing in Trump-owned Miss USA. So Erica Kirk used to compete in the Miss USA pageants. She was crowned Miss Arizona. And Trump was involved in those pageants. All right? So there's another connection. I mean, what are the odds? Erica Kirk was in the Donald Trump pageants, and Charlie Kirk's dad was the architect for Trump Tower. On top of all the snake eyes and all the 33s and the 666. Here, let's see. Let's see, what else do we have here? We might be at the end here. So Charles James Kirk is 163 and 64, like STAG shooting. And it's an A and a G there. I cover that up for Facebook so I wouldn't get a strike. But if you type it out, Staged, and these are two O's. I put supposed to be the letter O. I put the number there, but the gematria checks out. I'll just do it live, like Bill O'Reilly said, right? We'll do it right now. So snake equals Utah. That's a good thing to know. What am I showing you? Oh, yeah. Staged. I hope you guys share this video with everyone you can. Charles James Kirk. Right? Look at that. So, you know, with all the questions surrounding the incident, isn't that some interesting gematria there? I think so. All right. That might be the end of the road, like Boyz II Men said, right? Great song, man. If you haven't heard it, End of the Road. Oh, so not only was Kirk allegedly shot 88 days from Trump's birthday, and Turning Point USA is 88, and Trump is 88. It was also 159 months after Turning Point USA was founded, and it was 1 year and 59 days after Butler. So you got the double 159. Donald Trump equals 159. 159 months after Turning Point USA founded, 1 year, 59 days after Butler. For your 159, Donald Trump, 159. All right, guys. I think that's it. We'll go through it quickly. If anybody would like to support the channel, here's how you can do so. Any support, very much appreciated. And thank you so much to everyone who does support. You guys are awesome. Okay, so we covered first. Let me click all these links, make sure I got them all here. So we covered Cody's find with the Year of the Snake. Tariq Rabbit equals Orem, Utah, and Assassin. Snake equals 31. Like Kirk's age is 31. Genesis 3:1 is about the snake. And then you have Orem means snake, and Utah equals snake. Right? Utah equals snake. To go with snake eyes. And then the State Farm Stadium is shaped like a snake. I showed you the different spellings of Tariq. They're both coded. And remember, at the end of the movie in the credits, they don't show how Tariq is spelled, just Rabbit. Tyler, Jimmy Kimmel from the Masonic Temple, right? From the Hollywood Masonic Temple, and Hollywood's another 33. And then Kirk's father was an architect for Trump Tower. And Trump called him a master builder. Erica Kirk, which has the three different, or not different, but three Ks in her name. See, 1, 2, 3. K is 11. 3 times 11 is 33. Gilbert Powell in Snake Eyes, based on Donald Trump. It's filmed at Trump's casino. You got the lightning bolt. Satan falls like lightning. Remember, it was 11 years after Trump's Taj Mahal filed for bankruptcy, right? 11 like snake eyes, a pair of ones like an 11. Snake equals Utah. We found the Mossad connection. 27,666 days after Mossad was founded. The stadium at 33 degrees north. And then South Park episode 330 with the 33 connected to Charlie Kirk. Eric Cartman equals Charlie Kirk. And then we have that. All right. So, yeah, we covered all this. Long story short, Snake Eyes. It's the viral thing right now. Charles Kirkland shot in the neck, like Charles Kirk shot in the neck by a guy with the initials TR, like Tyler Robinson. Got the snake, like the year of the snake hands, Trump with the snake poem. Did I say snake hands? I meant Trump hands. Lincoln Tyler equals Tyler Robinson. It's filmed in Trump's hotel. And then, we were thinking originally that it said September 10th because Google said September 10th. And the billboard, the assassination in the movie happens the night of the fight. They have the billboard. And, they, like I said earlier, they have shirts that say September 10th on them. Shirts for the movie that say September 10th, and Google says September 10th, but a lot of people have pointed out that it looks closer to the 19th, and I'll be honest, it does kind of look closer to the 19th, but what I pointed out, even if it is the 19th, I mean, of all the dates, it's close enough to trick your brain, right? It's not May 7th or November 3rd, it's September, and it's 19th, which looks a lot like the 10. It's also at 10 p.m., and then if it is a 19, 1 plus 9 is 10 anyway. So you still get the September with the 10. And like I showed you, Trump's Taj Mahal filed for bankruptcy on September 10th. That's where it was founded. And right before the shooting in the movie, they show a 9 and a 10. So, I don't think you can dismiss all that. And, I'm not going to go through all this again, but we made all the 666 connections. You'll have to go back. The 165 connection, the 88. Erica Kirk generally rattled after Jezebel paid witches on Etsy to curse husband Charlie. And in the movie Snake Eyes, they have a storm outside called Jezebel. That's why it's so hard to read the sign, because there's a storm going on. We made the 107 connection, the assassin Tariq Rabbit, TR, like Tyler Robinson. All the connections to the snake. Orem means snake. And everything else that I mentioned. We went over the hand signs, all the 666 stuff with Trump. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? The I love you stuff, the 322, all the Masonic connections. I think I already moved on, but I showed Charles Kirk equals Freemasons and Masonic, and Charlie Kirk equals Masonry, and Tyler Robinson equals Scottish Rite, the G ring, there's the ring, all the 33s, and add to the list that it was at 33 degrees north, the memorial, and they got the same birthday, those two, and the 159, yep. I think we got it in there, guys. I thought this was crazy. Shout out again to Glenn G. The guy who plays Charles Kirkland. He was 66 years, 6 months old when Tyler Robinson was born. And Tyler Robinson was allegedly born 666 months after the Central Intelligence Agency was founded. And Charlie Kirk allegedly died 6 years, 66 days after the first episode of the Charlie Kirk Show. And he died 27,666 days after Mossad was founded, and 11666 days after his birth, the memorial, and 1666 weeks after his birth, the memorial. And Rush Limbaugh was brought up at the memorial, and he died 1666 days after Rush Limbaugh. And then again, 666 plus 666 plus 666 is 1998. That's when the movie came out. MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan. And you have the lightning bolt on the tent. Satan falls like lightning to go with all the 666 hand signs and all the other connections with Trump and the 666. Here, let's see. Can I get away with playing something real quick? Let's see. Trump 666. Here, I'll pause this in between.
More in 6 months than almost any
All right, here we go. Ready?
brutal. It was brutal, very unfair.
I'm going to keep pausing so I don't get in trouble here.
We achieved more in 6 months than almost any administration could accomplish in...
We accomplished more in 6 months than any administration could have accomplished.
8 years, and we're going to have a lot of...
All right, here we go.
Good 6 months left. We're going to have a 6 and another 6 and another 6, and we'll keep going.
You hear that? We're going to have a 6 and another 6 and another 6. Like when Biden said, we'll get it done in 6 minutes, 6 days, or 6 weeks, right? I'll go through the 666 connections with Obama too, since we're here. I won't go through all the Antichrist connections with Obama. It would take too long. But I'll talk about the number 666. See this? MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan. Yeah, so I don't know why I have this on here, but yeah, Ozzy died 666 days after the Osborne Satan podcast, and it was episode number 203, Satanic Ritual equals 203. He also died 666 months after Black Sabbath's first single, and he died 232 days from his birthday. Ozzy 232, Satan 232. He died 2 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days from the anniversary of the Church of Satan. So, some random fun facts in here. Here's the 666 with Obama. I'll get to that in a second. There might be another clip here, I think. See how the guy who was in the History Channel's The Bible series looks identical? He played Satan, looks identical to Obama. See that? From Newsweek, the second coming, God of all things.
I've solved 6 wars.
Here we go. I've solved 6 wars.
In the last 6 months.
I solved 6 wars in the last 6 months.
A little more than 6 months now.
Little more than 6 months now.
And I'm very proud of it.
So there again, he says 6 3 times.
I've solved 6 wars in the last 6 months, a little more than 6 months now.
See right there? See how they speak? And remember the clip I showed you before? He said we're going to have a 6 and another 6 and another 6. So, isn't it weird how these people just love the number 666? Don't forget, Matthew Perry, a.k.a. Chandler Bing, had a man crush on Obama. He died 666 months after his character's birthday, right before the movie Leave the World Behind from Obama, which was all connected to Friends. Julia Roberts, the star of that movie, her birthday, 10/28. That's when Matthew Perry died. They used to date. But anyways, there's another 666 connection. Matthew Perry had a man crush on Obama. Bing 192, Obama 192. Leave the World Behind 192. Great Tribulation 192. Obama 192. Isn't Charlie Kirk 192? Speaking of 192, you do have the lightning bolt on the tent. Charlie Kirk. Why do I bring up the lightning bolt? Because Barack means lightning, Obama means the heights. Yep, there you go, the old 192, Charlie Kirk. Where are we here? But anyways, there were rumors that Obama was dating Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston from Friends, born 192 days after Obama's birthday. Matthew Perry died with 64 days left in the year. Matthew Perry 64, the Antichrist 64, Barack Hussein Obama 64. And then, where is it? You know, you had Britney Griner with the 10/18 birthday, found guilty and sentenced on Obama's birthday. That's a whole different story. Griner missed 474 days of basketball, like Barack Obama, Beast Obama, Akhenaten, the Phoenix, Fallen Angel. They're all 474. Obama is the clone of Akhenaten. They look identical. Akhenaten, Obama equals 666. Akhenaten was the 10th ruler of the 18th dynasty, like Luke 10:18. I don't want to get too crazy here. Where's my 10:18? Here it is. So back to the connection between Friends, Obama, Matthew Perry. The last episode, remember the last episode is what the little girl is trying to watch at the end of Leave the World Behind. It's called The Last One. The movie's about a power outage. The last one equals power outage. And look at the last episode of Friends, season 10, episode 18. And the director of the movie, Sam Esmail, from his birthday to Obama's birthday, 10 months, 18 days. The production company, Esmail Corps, equals 666. Even Ross Geller from Friends has the 10/18 birthday. Oh, remember Diamond and Silk? These two ladies here, right? Trump's biggest fans. Diamond and Silk equals 666. And Diamond died 666 days before the election. Isn't that interesting? Let's see here. I mean, I don't want to go too far here. This is supposed to be about Charlie Kirk, but you know I can't help myself when talking about Obama. When Obama announced he was running for president, he was 45 years, 6 months, 6 days old. Strong's 4566 is Satan. Obama equals dragon. Dragon, another name for Satan. And he said to them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Barack means lightning. Bama, a high place like heaven. So Barack Obama means lightning from a high place. Then you had Obama in the J. Christ video. Back to that 192, right? This isn't really Obama. It's an actor who looks identical to Obama, right? This is the J. Christ video from Lil Nas X. They got the 19.2 million subs, the 192 that I keep talking about, like Charlie Kirk 192. But Obama, and see, why am I bringing this up? Because you have the Luke 10:18 Satan shoes in this video. So there's your lightning. You got the lightning bolt on Charlie Kirk's tent, and Charlie Kirk equals 192. But when that video came out with Obama represented, Lil Nas X had 19.2 million subs, 192. Like Obama, Great Tribulation, Leave the World Behind, they're all 192. All right? We won't even get into the 222, or should I? Oh, man. Here, if you guys are new here, the 222 is the whole reason I started my channel. But first, we need more on Lil Nas X. Hold on. I just want to point out that Lil Nas X was wearing the Luke 10:18 Satan shoes. Ah, man, this is going to turn into a 2-hour stream now if I keep going. It's all right. I haven't done this in a while. Here, let's do the Lil Nas X. So he was wearing the Luke 10:18 Satan shoes. That's the connection. In this video, where Obama is represented in the video. Okay? Look, the Luke 10:18 Satan shoes. Right? and they sold 666 pairs, $1,018 a pair, like Luke 10:18. And he's playing basketball against Satan, wearing the number 55 jersey. You don't think they're using Gematria here? Satan 55, fallen angel 55, lightning 55. Satan falls like lightning. Little Nas X equals 44, like lightning is also 44, fallen angel 44, Obama number 44. Montero equals lightning. Montero equals Satan and Baphomet. Montero Hill equals tribulation and 666. Okay, so that's Little Nas X. You guys want the 222 stuff real quick? Let's see. See, I don't even remember how to find this specific list I'm looking for. What is it? NB181. That might be where the list is at. Yep, there it is. All 69 plus slides. U.S. reports cases of new COVID variant NB181. That was in the news. 222 days left in the year. In Gematria, Wuhan coronavirus 222, Event 201, World Economic Forum, the Beast of Revelation, Antichrist System, the Antichrist, Barack Obama, they're all 222. COVID vaccines, vaccine cards, as above, so below, order out of chaos, they're all 222. COVID was declared a pandemic. I was spelling it out earlier, now I'm saying it, whatever. COVID was declared a pandemic 222 months after 9/11. Wuhan coronavirus 222. This is for all the new people. Obama tested positive 222 days from his birthday. It was declared a national emergency 222 days from Obama's birthday. And back to the 181, Barack Hussein Obama II, 181, Barack Obama, 181. The mayor, Eric Adams, tested positive 222 days from his birthday. The mayor of New York, 222. So while Trump was president, the first U.S. case of COVID was 222 days from Trump's birthday. You think that's a coincidence? Trump equals 222. Trump Organization 222. Trump just won the election 222 days from his birthday. Trump 222, Donald John Trump Sr. 222, Trump Organization 222. There was a 222-page lawsuit against the Trump Organization where he took the stand 222 days from his birthday. Trump's sister died 222 days from her birthday. Ivana equals 222. She died 222 days from her birthday. And, of course, COVID declared a pandemic 666 days after the Clade X pandemic simulation. So here's where it got crazy right before I took a long break, which I'm still on. For the record, I am looking for a job still. I don't know if I'm necessarily looking for a full-time job right now because I was kind of like almost done with decoding, believe it or not, but Charlie Kirk pulled me back in. So I am still looking for a job, but I'm kind of looking for a part-time job now, something that doesn't interfere with my wife's caretaking job that she actually enjoys. So I got to kind of work around that. But I'm thinking maybe if I could find a part-time job at night and still do some decodes on the side, we'll see what happens. But if you're wondering about that. Anyways, Trump moved Obama's portrait on August 10th, the 222nd day of the year. Well, he also moved the portrait 2 months and 22 days after he took office. And King Charles had a portrait that was unveiled 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. And and also British royal family's 222. And King Charles was diagnosed with cancer 2 months and 22 days from his birthday. And the portrait we're talking about, it was unveiled one day before the Queen died. And speaking of 222, Keir Starmer's mentor is Obama, and Keir Starmer became the prime minister 222 weeks after being elected the Labour Party leader. By the way, Beast is also 222. And Keir Starmer became prime minister 666 days after the Queen died. Isn't that interesting? And guess when the Queen's body was moved? It was moved at 222. And I think this is Barbados. The tiny Caribbean nation removed Queen Elizabeth as its head of state. And that was 222 days after the Queen's birthday. And I think Rihanna was in attendance there. It was 2 months, 22 days from her birthday. What is this? The death date of Prince Philip and the death date of Princess Diana. They're 222 days apart. And Princess Diana's personal photographer died 222 days from his birthday. There's that 192 again. The coronation of King Charles was 192 days before his birthday. Obama 192. They said it looks like he's in hell 285. And it was unveiled 285 days after Obama's birthday. And then we had former Obama campaign worker killed 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. That was on Highway 76, like Barack Obama, A Promised Land. There's 76. Got the 76s all over Obama's movie. And then, of course, the Georgia Guidestones went down on 7/6 on George W. Bush's 76th birthday. Skull and Bones equals 76. And the Guidestones opened on 3/22. Number of Skull and Bones, all kinds of things I could say about 76. Campaign worker equals the Antichrist. Anyways, that's not that important. Okay, remember the Francis Scott Key bridge connection? Right? Which I might have the 128s here. But anyway, the removal of the Francis Scott Key Bridge wreckage rescheduled due to lightning. Barak means lightning. Satan falls like lightning. We got this news 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. Desmond Tutu. Obama posted about his death on December 26th. 222 days from Obama's birthday. 22 is 222. Get it? 22. Do I not have the 128s here? Man, this is long. See how many 222 connections there are? There's the 128. So I talked about being rescheduled. The wreckage was rescheduled due to the lightning. And that's the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Remember, a cargo ship lost power and hit that bridge like in Obama's movie, a cargo ship lost power. Anyways, the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed at 128. And bridge collapse equals 128. It collapsed 128 days before Francis Scott Key's birthday in Maryland, which is 128. And the name of the ship in Obama's movie is White Lion, which equals 128. And the movie's about the power grid going down. Power grid is 128. And the movie hit Netflix on December 8th. That's 12/8/128. And it also happened 128 days after Biden's birthday. President Barack Obama, 128. The Antichrist, Barack Hussein Obama, 128. Here's the cargo ship White Lion, which equals 128. It loses control with 128 minutes left in the movie. And then 128 minutes into the movie, there's a bridge collapse. If you can believe all that. So let's go back to where we were. I can't believe how many 222s are on this list now. So anyways, back to portraits and 222 with Obama. Iconic Hope portrait of Obama sells at auction. Look at the address, 222 Hubbard Street. That's where the Hope portrait sold. Totally unexpected. Diamond of Magadua Diamond and Silk Dyes. Totally unexpected 222. Like Donald John Trump, Senior Trump and all that. That was announced 22 weeks and 2 days before Trump's birthday. And it was also announced Okay, I don't think she died on January 9th. I think it was announced by Trump on January 9th. Did I misspeak? I don't know if I just said January 29th. I'm tired. It was announced by Trump on True Social, January 9th, 666 days before the election. Yeah, thank you, Todd. RC Christian equals 76. Yeah, to go with the Georgia Guidestones. The Guidestones are built under the alias RC Christian. So RC Christian, Skull and Bones, Barack Obama, Promised Land, they're all 76. And they went down on George W. Bush's 76th birthday, member of Skull and Bones. And they opened on 322. Right? What is this here? Oh, Trump went back to Butler 2 months and 22 days later. Not even going to get into the connection with the White Sox pitcher. Obama went back to the White House on the day, leaving 222 days left in the year. Okay, this is one of my most recent 222s. So this was a big story I covered recently. August 13th, former Navy SEAL Representative Eli Crane fires off message for ex-President Obama. Probably best to sit this out. He was criticizing him on the Affordable Care Act, right? So this was in the news, guys. 222 days from Eli Crane's birthday. It was also 2 years, 222 days after he assumed office. And here's the big thing. He was criticizing the Affordable Care Act. This was in the news 222 days from the anniversary of the Affordable Care Act. You guys know I'm the guy that's been talking, all credit to God, but I'm the guy that was talking about Obama and the number 222 ever since 2020, right? So how do we get the story in 2025 of a guy calling out Obama for the Affordable Care Act 222 days from the anniversary of the Affordable Care Act, 222 days from his birthday, and 2 years, 222 days from when he assumed office? Isn't that crazy? And there were other connections, I think. Hold on. Let me pull it up now. We're getting crazy here, man. And I still don't, let me forget, I got to go over the 666 connections with Obama still. Any new people here learning anything new? Let me know. Are there any new people that are like, what the heck? Yeah, guys, here's the guy. Eli Crane. Look, Eli Crane 149 like Antichrist. Like Revelation, Beast System 149. Nancy says, yeah, me. Welcome to the channel, Nancy. Obama born on the day, leaving 149 days left in the year. But I think there was more. Yeah, here it is. I think it was Branch who found this one. It was 16660 days after he was born. So there's your 666. And his name equals Antichrist. Yeah, here you go. So I just went over all the 222 connections with him. His name equals Antichrist. It was 16660 days after he was born. And then Affordable Care Act is 726. Like Antichrist, Fallen Angel Obama, the King of Babylon, President Obama, Yes We Can. They're all 726. Remember, if you hear Yes We Can backwards, you'll hear Thank You, Satan. Birtherism, 726. That's the debate over the birth certificate. And Revelation, 726. And then probably best to sit this one out, 156, like the Antichrist, Barack Obama. And then you write out 666, it's 156. So, all right. Back to the 222s. I think this is where we're at here. So back to Britney Griner with the 10/18 birthday, who was found guilty and sentenced on Obama's birthday. They had this Britney Griner story. It was 2 years, 2 months, 2 weeks after being arrested. And then Britney Griner returned to basketball 2 months, 2 weeks, and 2 days before Obama's birthday. What's this? Oh, another one of yeah. Yeah, I think another one of the Hope portraits sold at 222 West Hubbard Street, 222, and it sold on May 14th, 2024. That was the same day that Charles' portrait was unveiled, 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. So you could also say the Hope portrait that sold at 222 West Hubbard Street, it sold 2 months and 22 days from Obama's birthday. I mean, come on. The Antichrist Barack Obama 222. Now, you remember I just went over Eli Crane. He criticized Obama for the Affordable Care Act, right? All right, this is going to really prove the point. Eli Crane equals Antichrist. He criticized Obama for the Affordable Care Act 222 days from his birthday, 2 years, 222 days after he assumed office, and 222 days from the anniversary of the Affordable Care Act. In this scene right here, President Biden was announcing changes to Obama's Affordable Care Act. You see Obama right behind him? Guess what time he signed this? 222. He made changes to the Affordable Care Act at 222. And this guy, Eli Crane, is calling him out 222 days from the anniversary of the Affordable Care Act and 222 days from his birthday. I mean, if that don't prove it. By the way, speaking of Obama and portraits, remember the 149s? Eli Crane had the 149, like Antichrist and Revelation. Well, Obama portraits 149. Obama walked out for the portrait unveiling. It's probably hard for you to see. Obama walked out for the portrait unveiling at 149. At 149, he walked out. And for the record, Antichrist, Revelation, Beast System, Morning Star, Lightning Bolt, they're all 149. Satan falls like a lightning bolt. Oh, man, I can't even get into the Squid Game connection because we'll be here forever. You got to go watch my Squid Game video, but I don't know. Maybe I'll go through it if it's here. I connected Squid Game to Obama before player number 222 won the final season. All right, here we go. Player 222, their name is Kim Jun-hee. Perfect match to Squid Game and Freemason. Player 222. We're introduced to player 222 222 days before Obama's birthday. The show is all about 456 players competing for 45.6 billion Korean won. And the show is all about player number 456. His name is Seung Gi-hun, which equals 456. Okay? President Barack Hussein Obama equals 456. And the show came out 45 weeks and 6 days after player number 456's birthday, and it also came out 45 weeks and 6 days before Obama's birthday. And when Obama announced he was running for president, he was 45 years, 6 months old, 456. More specifically, he was 45 years, 6 months, 6 days old. Strong's 4566 is Satan. Barack H. Obama, 456. The fictional birthday of player 456 is 45 weeks and 6 days from the actor's birthday who plays him. I mean, what are the odds of that? And Seung Gi-hun, his name equals 456. Squid Game came out 10 months, 18 days after the birthday of player 456. Squid Game came out 10 months, 18 days before Obama's birthday, like Luke 10:18. Season 1 came out 44 days before the birthday of player 456. It came out 44 days after Obama's birthday. We had the giant squid that washed ashore in... Uh-oh, my back? How long did you lose me? Just for a second? Let me go back. Squid Game came out 44 days before the birthday of player 456. It came out 44 days after the birthday of Obama. We had the giant squid wash ashore in Obama. The giant squid washed ashore in Obama, Japan. Giant squid equals Antichrist. Just for a half a second? Okay. The squid in Obama, Japan, that story was 216 days after Squid Game came out. Obama born on the 216th day of the year. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Then you had, after the first elimination, you had 201 players complete the first game of Squid Game. And the host is player number 001. The son of perdition, Barack Hussein Obama, 201. That old serpent, 201. King of Babylon, Barack Obama, 201. In season 2, 201 players are eliminated after 2 games, right? We had a simulation called Preparing for Disease X. It was 201 weeks after COVID declared a pandemic. And it was also 201 days from Obama's birthday. William Henry Gates, 201. We had the first Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, 201. He lived in suite number 201 at the Domus Sancti Marte, 201. Ignatius of Loyola, 201. That's the founder of the Jesuit Order 201. And it was also 201 days from Obama's birthday. So think about that. We had event 201, right? Another simulation with William Henry Gates, 201. Then we have another simulation, Preparing for Disease X, 201 weeks after COVID declared a pandemic and 201 days from Obama's birthday. Then we got the Britney Griner stuff here. Let me pull out my notes. Hold on. With the because there's a 201 connection to the Queen. All right. Hold on here. I just discovered this not too long ago. I want to mention it here. Hold on. Here it is. So we were just talking about the 201s, right? The Queen died. The Queen died 201 days after testing positive. The Queen tested positive 201 days from Obama's birthday. And the Queen died 20 weeks and 1 day after her birthday. So, I mean, there's so much I could get into, guys. I've been doing this for almost 6 years now. I've made over 10,000 videos, so this is my problem. I start recapping things because I want to put everything like in one video, and then it turns into like a 2 to 3 hour video, but that's okay. Here, I wanted to go over the 666 connections with Obama, and then we'll keep scrolling through the decode with Charlie Kirk, just so I can show you guys. So when you go back, you know what to watch. Let's just talk about 666 real quick with Obama. Am I on the wrong list here? I might be in the wrong spot. Yeah, I think I am. I think I needed this one. Here's another 666 with Obama. When Israel was allegedly attacked by Hamas, that was 64 days from Obama's birthday. Israel equals 64. Barack Hussein Obama 64. The Antichrist 64. Well, Israel formally declared war 666 days before Obama's 64th birthday. And again, Israel is 64 in Gematria. All right, here we go. If you add up the 4 base ciphers, and shout out to Jurassic Liars if you're watching. He was the first person to point this out, I believe, in the world. I don't know. Allegedly. So if you type out Barack Hussein Obama in Gematria, you get these 4 numbers: 163, 64, 323, 116. Add up the 4 base ciphers of Barack Hussein Obama. It equals 666. All right. The day after Obama won the election, the lottery for Illinois was 666, the pick 3 lottery. He's a senator from Illinois. All right. The day after he won the election, the lottery in Illinois, where he was a senator, was 666. For Obama's 60th birthday, on Obama.org, they asked people to chip in. Get it? Chip in. Either $6, $60, or $600. You add that up, it equals 666. And here's a leaked photo from that party. See the lightning bolt? This is a filter, obviously, but still, there's your lightning with Barack. We had Obama's chef, his death in the news, was 6 years, 6 months, and 6 days after Obama's last full day in office. That happened at Turkeyland Cove, which equals 666, like the fallen angels. Then we had the death of Michelle Obama's mom. That was in the news May 31st, 2024. You go back 666 days, you land on Obama's birthday. They say Obama's born in Hawaii. Hawaii equals 666. Obama started his political career in Chicago. Chicago has the zip codes 60606 and 60666. Revelation 13:18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for as the number of a man, his number is 666. Number of a man, Barack Obama, equals 666. And then he's born on the 216th day of the year. 6 times 6 times 6, 216. 149 days left in the year. Antichrist is 149. Plus the Luke 10:18 connection. And see, Luke 10:18. I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Barack means lightning. Bomb of the heights. I already said this. Obama equals dragon. Listen to Yes We Can backwards. You'll hear Thank You Satan. And all the 222s. I think we did pretty good. How about the 103 connection? Remember when Donald Trump announced he was running for re-election 666 days after his last full day in office? It was 103 days from Obama's birthday and 103 weeks before the election. Obama equals 103. Remember when Obama was with Eminem in Michigan? 103 days after Eminem released the song Antichrist. Eminem 103, Obama 103, Dragon 103, 666 is 103. And the first part of the song says the devil came to Michigan. They were together in Michigan 103 days after the song Antichrist was released by Eminem. When Eminem and Obama are 103 in the same cipher. That's pretty wild, right? But yeah. The serpent in the garden. The 192. Oh, back to the connection with the Little Nas X. Don't forget, Satan shoes equals Antichrist. As if they weren't Antichrist enough. 666 pairs, $1,018. They're represented in the video where Obama is represented. With the 19.2 million subs when it came out. So, yeah, we got sidetracked today, but that's okay. Oh, another 1018 with Britney Griner. Remember Britney Griner with the 1018 birthday found guilty and sentenced on Obama's birthday. There's Britney Griner with Obama. Joe Biden had them give a standing ovation to Britney Griner at 10:18 p.m., by the way. Griner came back December 9th, 7 months, 26 days from Obama's birthday. Antichrist, 726. But yeah, anyway, that was a good little, yeah, see how he announced re-election 666 days after his last full day in office? It was 103 days from Obama's birthday, 103 weeks before the election. Obama's 103. Like 103 days from the Antichrist song. There you go. All right, guys, let's see. Can we get back on track here? Just want to make sure I got all this. Yeah, we covered all the 222, all 70 slides. Can you believe that? All right, guys, I think we got it all in there. Okay, so we can close that one. And we can go ahead and close that one. And we can close that one. And yeah, back to Charlie Kirk. Yeah, you'll have to go back and watch. We covered all this. We covered the 33s and the 666s and the hand signs and the 322 and all the Freemason connections, all the 33s, the 88. We talked about snakes, the year of the snake, and Tariq Rabbit, the assassin, TR like Tyler Robinson, Charles Kirkland, shot in the neck like Charles Kirk, and it happens at Trump's casino, and involving a Tyler who's in the ring taking a fall. Lincoln Tyler, like Tyler Robinson, have the same gematria. Got the hand sign there, just like Trump and Kirk. And yeah. So yeah, whether or not it came out or whether or not the assassination in the movie is on September 10th or September 19th. Like I said, 1 plus 9 is 10. Either way, you got the 9 and the 10 there in the scene. Trump's Taj Mahal, where the scene was filmed, filed for bankruptcy on September 10th. And, Google, left and right, said September 10th. And like I said, they do have merch for the movie that even says September 10th. So I'll let you decide. And again, it is raining in that scene, and it's moving around a lot, like I'm moving around a lot right now. But again, it could have been any date, It could have been, February 3rd, and it wouldn't have even been close. September 19th, with all blurry like that, looks a lot like September 10th. And yeah, you guys can decide for yourself. I don't think we can dismiss everything. I mean, just the fact alone that you have a Charles Kirkland shot in the neck, like Charles Kirk was shot in the neck by a guy with the initials TR, like Tyler Robinson, and the movie is connected to a Tyler, and it was filmed in Trump's casino, and this guy's doing the hand signs like Trump in the year of the snake. That alone should blow your socks off. And then just the fact that this even says September should blow your socks off. And the fact that the 19, it's so hard to tell that even Google doesn't know the answer, and you got people making shirts that say September 10th. So, and for all I know, like I said, I think it does look closer to the 19th, if I'm being honest. But for all I know, because it's so blurry, and that storm Jezebel is outside, like Jezebel put the curses on Charlie Kirk, right? It could be the 10th. I don't know. But if I'm being honest, yeah, it does look closer to the 19th for me. But again, you also have a 10 right here, because the fight's at 10 p.m. And 1 plus 9 is 10. Taj Mahal filed for bankruptcy on September 10th. Got the 9 and the 10. And now I'm just repeating myself. So we're going to leave it there. I'm going to turn this around and make sure you guys have nothing to add. My phone's dying. My computer's dying. And yeah, wow. Glad we went live. Yeah, that's why it's so blurry, because there was a storm called Jezebel going on. That's why it's all blurry, because it's rain and wind and stuff. And if you haven't seen the story, I covered it earlier. A website allegedly named Jezebel had witches put a curse on Charlie Kirk like 2 days before his death, allegedly. I mean, what are the odds the storm would be called Jezebel, Well, I don't know if I believe that. Somebody in the chat is saying, I'm Joel Fabiani, the actor that played Charles Kirkland in Snake Eyes. You're not saying you're him. You might have did a typo. You said, I'm Joel Fabiani. But the actor was born in 36. Yeah, 3 6s. Yep. And 666 times 3 is 1998. Yep. And then you got the 30-06, right? And then Joel Fabiani, who plays Charles Kirkland, was 66 years, 6 months old when Tyler Robinson was born. Bro, all the big channels are sharing your video. This one or the first one? Either way, I appreciate it. But yeah, the only problem with the first one, besides the part about the date, which is in question, I never mentioned the initials, TR, in the first one. I never mentioned Trump's casino being where the scene was filmed. But hey, apparently there's enough there just with the Charles Kirkland connection with the neck. But yeah, that's why I'm on, this is part 5 now. The original one you made. Yeah, Cody, I saw right before I went live, there was a guy with over 500,000 subs shared it. So I appreciate it. The funny thing is, they're not actually sharing my video, though. There's somebody, I don't know who did it first, but whoever screen recorded my video, they're sharing that. Now, thankfully, I did type my name out. I put Acquaviva2222 there, so people are seeing that. But hey, it's all good. Plus, it was your find anyways, Cody, and it's in question, but it doesn't matter. We made the story go viral. Or Cody and Bernardo Soares, and thank you to Ball Don't Lie, who was live that night. Thank you to everyone who left comments, helping out. Yeah, it's definitely a group effort, but yeah, there's actually news articles about this now. Isaiah Robin channel, he's sharing it. I'll have to check him out. Me, do I have a pen? Here's my flyer that I made. Passed out 1,000 of them. But Isaiah Robin, I'll write that down. I'll go check it out. Isaiah Robin. Yeah, I've seen a couple big channels share it, so thank you guys. I appreciate it. All right, does anyone have anything to add that I missed on Charlie Kirk or anything else? Let me know. Thank you, Raymond, Mariana, Cody, Gene Splice, Kingdom Lamb, Pilgrim Society, Apache Ghost, Gene Spliced. Oh, I was mentioning channels earlier. I should mention Enter the Stars too. If you guys are new here, me and Enter the Stars, we had some beef a couple years ago. Unfortunately, we haven't talked since, but I appreciate what he does too. And he was talking about Snake Eyes connected to Donald Trump like 5 years ago. So shout out to him also. He put out some videos. And sorry if I'm forgetting anyone, but yeah, shout out to all the great decoders out there. Keep up the great work, everyone. Yeah, Hawk. Yeah, it pulled me back. And Hawk is saying this ritual woke me up to decoding again. Yeah, this is big. This is bigger than Butler. This is like 911. This is one of the biggest, because this is huge. You got all the, I don't want to say words, the predictive P word, you know. And oh, by the way, I don't know why this popped in my head. TPUSA is also 31. That's the initials. TPUSA is also 31. Like snake. 31, and Genesis 3:1 is about the snake, and Orem means snake, and we're in the year of the snake and snake eyes, and the stadium is shaped like a snake where the memorial was, and Utah equals snake. A lot of snake connections, man. And remember, year of the snake, 225, like Cody pointed out, 225 days after the year of the snake began, 22 weeks, 5 days till the end of the snake year. So I just posted a video on this. I doubt anybody else figured it out yet. All your heroes went to HELL. Alright, we'll check you out. Here, I'll write your name down. I'll check you out. Well, guys, it was nice to do a live with slides. I did a walk and talk about 2 weeks ago. I haven't been live in the garage in about 2 months, so yeah, it's nice to see you guys again and do a live like this. Gene Splice says the mark of the beast equals turning point. All right, good one. Here, someone just... I don't want to go down this road, but... Remember the connection? We had Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osborne, Hulk Hogan. You had up their 3 ages that equaled 201. You had up their 3 names that equaled 201. Remember Ozzy Osborne equals 201? Let me just go through the 201 with Ozzy. Someone brought up something that made me think of it. So yeah, remember Malcolm Jamal Warner died on the day, leaving 201 days left in the year. Or no, he died on the 201st day of the year. Malcolm Jamal Warner died on day 201 of the year. There were 201 episodes of The Cosby Show. Here, I'm going to have to turn this thing around again. I don't know how we got here on this. If my phone hits 5%, I'll have to put it on the charger. See how Ozzy Osbourne equals 201? Malcolm Jamal Warner died on the 201st day of the year. There were 201 episodes of The Cosby Show. He's from Jersey City, New Jersey, where they have the 201 area code. And, oh, by the way, the 201s at Pope Francis, I forgot to mention earlier, those guidestones went down 201 days from the Pope's birthday. His name 201, he lived in Suite 201 at the Doma Sancti Marte. See how Pope Francis lived in Suite 201? Catholic Pope 201. He died 201 days from the death anniversary of St. Francis of Assisi, who he got his name from. Here. This ain't the right list I need. But anyways, you add up their ages. Malcolm Jamal Warner, Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne equals 201. You add up their names. See? I think Cody found that. See how their 3 names equals 201? And if you add up their 3 ages, it's 201. I got to find the Ozzy 201 connection here. Let's see. Who was the last one to die? Was it Hulk Hogan? Oh, here it is. Here's the slide I need. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. So, Ozzy Osbourne 201, right? All right, he tested positive 200. It was announced by Sharon, and it was announced 201 days from Sharon's birthday, right? He bit the head off a bat on 20/1, COVID connected to the bat, right? And Ozzy and Sharon were born 201 weeks apart. Can you believe that? They're born 201 weeks apart. He bit the head off a bat on 20/1. And he tested positive, announced by Sharon, 201 days from Sharon's birthday. And then Ronnie James Dio, who replaced Ozzy with Black Sabbath, he died 201 days from Ozzy's birthday. Isn't that crazy? And there were also 201s with Hulk Hogan. What was it? Hogan's Hangout was 201. He was 201 centimeters tall. I think the USA was 201 years old with his first fight. Yeah, 71 plus 76 plus 54. The 3 ages, 201. Hogan's Hangout, his restaurant, 201. He was 201 centimeters tall. And the U.S. was 201 years old for his first fight. But yep, there's all the 201s. But yeah, I don't know why all that stuff just popped into my head. But anyways, let me get back to where we were. All right, I'm glad I got that in there, because when I was going over the 201s, I wanted to mention Ozzy. Remember, big thing with Ozzy, he died 666 days after the Osborne Satan podcast, which was episode 203. Satanic Ritual is 203 in Gematria. All right, let me make sure. Satanic Ritual is 203. He died 203 days after the Osborne Satan podcast. And he died, what did I just say? I'm so out of it. The Osbornes had a podcast called Satan Illuminati Invite Only. He died 666 days after that episode. It was episode, I'm forgetting the 203. Not only is, Not only is Satanic Ritual 203, he died when? 7/22? Yeah, he died on day number 203 of the year. That's what I keep forgetting. Man, well, I hope people didn't miss that earlier. Whatever, it's okay. This video is not about Ozzy. But yeah, that Satan podcast was episode 203. Ozzy died on day 203 of the year. And Satanic Ritual equals 203. And he died 666 months after Black Sabbath's first single. So, anyways. Thank you, Apache Ghost. Yep, Jason on the 201. Hey, my mom's in the chat. Much love, Mom. Yeah, Malcolm died first. I think it was Malcolm, Ozzy, then Hulk Hogan. I couldn't believe it. When Hulk Hogan died right after Ozzy, I was like, there's no way. I'm like, how? There's no way they did that back to back. Bones, what are you saying about the 1086? Remember they were doing Revelation 13:3 symbolism in Butler. The whole verse about the deadly head wound, Revelation 13:3, it equals 1086. Remember, Crooks was exactly 1086 weeks old when Butler happened. They went live with CERN. They went full power with CERN 1086 weeks after 9/11, and Large Hadron Collider is 1086. Barack Hussein Obama II, 1086. But Bones, do you have something to add on the 1086? Let me know, Bones. You brought up that number. William Shatner, Captain Kirk in the news for medical emergency. Yeah, I saw that, Cody. I never made the connection with Captain Kirk, so hopefully he doesn't kick the bucket. I don't want to. I honestly I don't want to do any more videos on Charlie Kirk, but I might. Bones, what are you saying about 1086? Let me know. Revelation 13:3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. That equals 1086. Crooks was exactly 1086 weeks old when Butler happened. Shout out to Widow's son for that find. But yeah. Bones, are you behind? But yeah, CERN went full power 1086 weeks after 9/11/01, Large Hadron Collider 1086, Barack Hussein Obama II 1086, the B system 1086. Bones must be behind. Here, see if I can pull up his YouTube. There's got to be more with Comey and the indictment. Yeah, 8647 days after 9/11, he made the 8647 post, right? I haven't even looked into the Comey indictment. I don't know if I'll do a video. Probably not. You guys know I'm slowing down. So, here, I got your channel up here, Bones Jones. I'm going to see if you made a post about 1086. Can you hear me, Bones? You keep typing other stuff. I guess it's not that important. But I saw you were typing that in Cody's chat earlier about 1086. I'm just interested to see what you have. Now I'm 2 days back on your channel. Oh well. Oh, We Are the Storm, Charlie Kirk Memorial. We Are the Storm 1086. Is that what you're saying? Because I'm bringing up the storm Jezebel? Okay. Is that what you're saying? Apparently, someone at the memorial said they said We Are the Storm, which equals 1086, that big number. Okay. That must be it. What was the question? Something storm? Okay, I see you just got screenshots of my stuff here. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, Bones. I don't know what I just clicked on. UNGA meeting 1086. Okay. All right, guys, I think I'm going to start wrapping this up here. I don't know what else I can say right now. But yeah. Blessings, Serena, Raymond, Apache Ghost, Pilgrim Society, Donna, everybody, Serious Headed, thank you for all your help. Madison, Cody, make sure you guys check out Decoding with Cody in the chat. All right, guys, we covered a lot. So, yeah, hopefully we didn't miss anything. Do me a favor, guys. On the way out, hit the like and the share. Very much appreciated. Share this everywhere you can. Facebook, Twitter, email. I feel like I got to sneeze. Hold on. There it is. I don't sneeze often on camera. That's rare. But there it is. Your prediction, Captain Kirk will kick the bucket on Charlie Kirk's birthday. That would be very bold. I don't know. That I would have to make a video on that one. That would be pretty bold, Cotton. But we'll see. They were pretty bold with this Charles Kirkland thing. Almost like they wanted us to find this one. Wow. But, yeah, if I missed anything, leave it in the comments. You never know. I might make another little video out of it or a post. You never know. I do hope there is a break from Charlie Kirk, though. I'm worn out from talking about it. You guys are probably tired of hearing it. We've been going full blast with Charlie Kirk for about 2 weeks. So, but yeah, all this stuff can't be a coincidence. Share this. Between all the 666 stuff, all the date durations, the Charlie Kirk stuff, the Obama stuff, the 222, can't all be a coincidence. You know what? Before I get off here, how about a little encouragement? Most important thing I can tell you, Jesus is coming soon. You must be born again. Make sure you're right with God and ready for the rapture. I do believe in a rapture. It is biblical. What's debated is the timing. I don't know if the rapture is pre-tribulation, mid-tribulation, or after the tribulation, but I do know there is a rapture at some point. And some of us are going to be alive and remaining to go in that rapture. Because 1 Thessalonians 4:16 through 17 says, "For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord." So there you go. Luke 21:36, "Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man." Revelation 3:10, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." Matthew 24:40, "Then two shall be in the field, one shall be taken, the other left," which goes right with 1 Thessalonians 4:16 through 17. We're going to be caught up in the air caught up in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, right? And then 1 Corinthians 15:51 through 52, "Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. So I do believe in a rapture. I do think it's soon, and I'm fine with either option. If, whatever, if they want to get this beast system rolling and, take me up out of here, that's fine. Rapture's fine. But the beast system is here. The Antichrist system is here. I do believe the Antichrist is here. Whether you believe it's Obama like I do or Donald Trump, which I don't blame you, he's also very Antichrist. They're both getting older too. So we're getting close. The end times are here. Make sure you're right with God. It could be any day. Just always be ready. All right? So anyways, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Let me check the chat one more time. Jorge, new to the channel. Appreciate you, Jorge. Welcome to the channel. And every new person. Are you Sarah Connor said subbing? Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Much love, everyone. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being part of the channel. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Well, it's now after 1 in the morning here in Florida. So wherever you're at, have a great rest of your day. Do me a favor, guys, when I get done, there's 146 watching. Leave a comment on this video. All right, it'll help the algorithm. So 146 watching. If at least 20 of you leave a comment, that'll help this video get some views. So thank you so much, everyone. Love you guys. I don't know when I'll be live again. You never know. It's one day at a time right now. So anyways, if you came in late, go back, rewatch it on fast forward. Hopefully you'll learn something new today. Share this with everyone you can. Try to wake them up. And we'll leave it there, guys. All right. Hit the like and the share. All that fun stuff. All right, guys. As always, keep looking up. We are living in the biblical end of days. Jesus is coming very soon. I can't wait. And I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless.